Hi, welcome back. My name is Kat. Thanks for clicking on my channel. Today we're going to be talking about the Harvest Right freeze dryer and kind of like the perks of it and some hacks that we've kind of learned with it. I don't actually personally have it. My cousin Ricky is the one who owns it. And so I went down to his house this past week and we kind of did like a little... I don't know, just like a little video on kind of things he's learned, and he's actually made some modifications to it too. So he has the size small one, which has about 3 trays, and I think it holds like 4 to 7 pounds of food, they claim. But we have actually found that for each tray, we can fit about anywhere from 14 to 18 eggs in one tray. So we freeze dried a lot of eggs, and then I can't remember how much milk we can fit in. I want to say it's like 5 cups of milk we can fit in a tray. So we've done a lot of like eggs and milk, and then Ricky has freeze dried everything. He's experimented with stuff. So the first half of the video is just all about kind of like the specs on the freeze dryer and like little things that he's done to modify just to make it an easier process to work with, because he has his all set up in his kitchen. He freeze dries like pretty much every day. And then the second half of the video will be all about the food. He has freeze-dried everything, like I said. I'll do a little spoiler. He actually freeze-dried nacho cheese, and he said it came out perfectly fine, which was amazing. So with freeze-drying, you're taking all the moisture out of it. So it's just, a lot of the times when he's freeze-drying, like tomato sauce or something, it actually tastes more sweet in its like powder form or freeze-dried form. And then when you add the water back to it, it just balances everything back out. And a lot of these items will, like once you rehydrate them, turn out perfectly fine. He actually freeze-dried pork, and he said he rehydrated it with some barbecue sauce, I think it was, because they do recommend that like with like meats and stuff, maybe rehydrating them with like a marinade or something like that. And this is only if it's been cooked, because you can freeze-dry raw meat too, which is a whole other thing. But so it's been pretty cool. So please, like and subscribe. Please leave a comment if you have any questions. We'd love to get back to you with them. Ricky's been doing this a ton. So every little bit of interaction we can get helps. So thank you. Okay, so you have this, which one do you have? The small?
Yeah.
So then how much food can you freeze dry in at a time? Do you know?
3 trays
3.
like this. I'll bring it over.
Okay.
3 trays like this.
Okay. Show you that.
And it's, this is roughly 1.
Okay. Yeah. Like the maintenance, because you figured out a couple things like with your pump and stuff.
Well, the thing is, okay, you gotta change the oil every time.
You do. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt. And this is how I set up my system.
Okay.
Change the oil. This goes in here. Take the top off. Because it works so much better if you got clean oil in it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, what will happen if it's not?
And you'll get an error message in time eventually. If the oil gets too dirty, okay, then you'll have to, eventually you have to clean it, of course.
Right.
But
then their machine will just put the error message up and tell you,
Yeah.
and it'll just stop working.
And then I elevate it with these little things in the back.
Oh, how funny. Let me see this. Oh my gosh, that's great.
And it brings all the oil forward. Make sure you clear it out.
That's so smart.
Eventually I'm going to replace this with a pipe that goes down.
Okay.
And, make it more clean.
Right.
But
That's so funny.
this is the basic.
And then you got the fans going, right?
Right.
Because it does get really hot.
Especially on summer days.
Right,
it
well, that's
helps.
when we started doing it.
And let's see now, you got your funnel, of course.
Okay.
And if you need to take it apart to clean inside, because like every 30 loads, you got to take it apart and
Okay.
clean all the gunk inside.
All right.
It doesn't always come out. And so this fits on all those. Bring it out, you wash it out.
Right.
And we should do a video on doing that.
I think we should too.
You know, here, I've been using the same oil for the last month. or two.
Oh, okay.
So you put it in there, and once it drains out, okay, sometimes it has water in it, so what I do is,
So you have one of these. And that's just to prevent it while it's defrosting from leaking out the front?
yeah, because water finds its,
I remember.
you know,
It would just leak sometimes when you're defrosting.
so you do that,
Tilts it back.
tilt it back, and then all the water runs to the back,
Right, as it's defrosting.
and then it drains.
Oh yeah, and then you have it draining. Oh yeah, I gotta get that right there.
Whoops. It would help if I had that hot. So now we'll start draining out.
Okay.
Just pour your oil back in. And you wait till it gets to that line right there.
Okay.
And this is like a 5-minute procedure.
Oh,
That's
really?
why I do it all the time. So I always have fresh oil in there,
Okay.
or fresh used oil.
Right.
But you'll see it start to come up. There it is, there it goes.
Okay.
Okay, and then, you know, you can't go wrong. And then that's it. Mylar bags.
Right. The ones that you got with Harvest, right? Did you get these with them too?
No, I bought these.
Yeah, just separate.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And they open. The thing about these, and I would suggest people get the Mylar bags that open up. See?
Yeah.
And then you can fill them up easier.
Yeah, that is way easier. Because these ones don't do that.
No.
Okay. This little bottom shelf is just my small shelf of freeze-dried food. And then right above here is all his spices that he's made himself, a lot of them. So we've got freeze-dried strawberries, bananas, and all the way to the right, those are actually Skittles, and they taste very light and crunchy. Right here is some yogurt that Ricky had freeze-dried. It turns very flaky, so anytime you do the milks, the yogurt, actually a lot of these items, they just turn very light and flaky, and then you just rehydrate. Chicken broth is probably one of my favorite things that he is dehydrated. We have actually been able to just add water to it, and it's perfect. Here's some freeze-dried chicken. I didn't open it, kind of wish I would have, but he has so many items, I was just trying to get through them. Let's see what this one is. Mushroom soup. He said this was actually phenomenal. He said all the soups are great. Like if you're going to freeze dry soup, that is definitely the way to go. He actually freeze dried shredded cheese. You can see in the back. Asparagus soup. And like he uses a lot of jars, but the Mylar bags, he uses just as many Mylar bags. And the Mylar bags are cool because they can't break. So you can just stack them, shove them like all in a box. I forget I think that was some kind of peppers that he had ground up. Here's the freeze-dried shredded cheese I was telling you about. It looks just like regular cheese, but it's actually a little crunchy. And it basically just doesn't have any of the moisture in it. So always remember that. I believe these were chives. I want to say that was some kind of apple assortment. I can't remember. These are phenomenal freeze-dried. These little tomatoes, they taste so sweet. They're like the perfect little snack. I think I was snacking on them all summer. And then these are actually little cubes, like of soy, some kind of like, it's meant for soup, Ricky was telling me. So here I'm taking it out right here. You can see it. He had, yeah, it's some kind of like soy sauce, like soup broth, I believe. Okay, he freeze dried these shrimp. How crazy is that? And they look perfectly fine. They're not molding or anything. He just has them in this jar. A lot of these jars he has vacuum sealed though, which is actually another really cool perk of the freeze dryer. Not only can you freeze dry it, but you can actually vacuum seal your jars. This is actually milk and buttermilk, I think. And then these actually are not freeze dried. These are actually dehydrated, I believe, oyster mushrooms. And there might be some shiitake ones in them too. Oh, this was coconut milk. So this was crazy because the coconut milk, freeze dried, had such more mass than regular milk. Regular milk was so light and the coconut milk was significantly heavier freeze dried. So that was kind of a little fun fact.
Egg things, you just warm them up and put them in your biscuit.
Oh, they're egg slices. Oh.
They're 1 egg each.
Oh, that's a good idea. You put it in one of those little containers you have?
Yeah.
That like put them in. And then you seasoned these, it looks like. Yeah. And then how'd you caramelize onion before you did it?
Mm-hmm.
And then you just freeze dried it?
Yep.
Oh my gosh, rice looks crazy.
Yeah.
It does not even look the same. Oh, and this is milk again, I take it. And then chicken. This one's super flaky than the other ones.
Yep.
And then there's, oh yeah, these will be cool. Avocados. That's so nuts. What's this?
Ice cream.
Oh, we got it. So this is the freeze-dried banana ice cream, and this is actually one that I had made from scratch. This is homemade banana ice cream, and it's really cool. It freeze-dried in little chunks, and it's so sweet, but you will want to drink some milk with it. But here I am kind of showing you like a close-up of it. It was amazing. I couldn't believe it. And this is probably one of the most successful like little snacks that were just so different, something you would never think of. Freeze-dried ice cream. It totally works. It's very, very rich though.
Pie in the can. You know the can?
Yeah, so this is a full can of seasoned pumpkin pie. That's awesome.
You can open it and taste it. It's pretty.
And so you say these ones are better because, what? Just because they're not glass? So you can like grab and go with them?
Yeah.
But they're huge though, so then you got these ones for individual.
You can put individual meals in them. So I'm going to use both of them, but anything that I got a large bulk in, like this tomatoes.
So he freezes the trays. This is the cheese sauce I was telling you guys about. He freezes them before he puts them in the freeze dryer, and that helps cut down on time.
Celery, which there's none in here right now, was freeze-dried. The garlic was freeze-dried. Basil was dehydrated. Sage was dehydrated. Chives were dehydrated. And the rest are just seasonings that, you know, some was your seasoning and some was mine.
Will you open one of the dehydrated ones so I can see?
Sure.
Okay.
I think you get a better luck with the sage.
Okay.
Not very many people cook with sage. You know, you cook chicken and your turkey with it and stuff. And then put it in a blender. compared to these dries that were just dehydrated.
Oh, okay. Yeah, big difference.
Yeah.
That's crazy. Yeah, it looks so crazy.
But it tastes like rice.
It tastes like rice
Yeah.
when you rehydrate. Freeze-dried Costco muffins. So what, you think like steaming them?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, it's so...
About the amount of water you need.
It won't. Oh, and then it'll just... So this is oil that you took out.
Mhm.
Why is it blue?
That's the color of the oil, blue.
Oh. And then the water will freeze in the bottom, and then the rest of the oil
Will come out because oil doesn't freeze.
Right, so that's how you get the water out.
Yeah.
It's significantly less expensive, I mean.
Significantly.
Yeah, because it was like $100 your dehydrator, or maybe $150.
Yeah, probably about 120 to 150.
And then you have the small harvest rate, and that runs like 2,000 or 2,500.
It was about 23.
2,300. This is a small one, I think.
And I wish I would have bought the bigger one.
Right, medium or the medium size.
Medium, yeah.
Yeah.
I'd have to get an electrician friend to put in a dedicated line if I got the big one.
Oh, the really big one?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't even know that. All right, you guys made it all the way through the video. My little guy's barely hanging in there. So please like and subscribe. Please leave any comments you have, maybe questions you have about the Harvest Right freeze dryer, or maybe like things you guys have learned. Throw everything our way. We're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers. That's like our first really huge step to getting monetized as a channel. And please, if I don't see you guys or post another video before Thanksgiving, happy Thanksgiving from my family to yours.